It's May 17th, 2026. Welcome to yes2hellwith.com. Today we arrive at the moral center of this series. Where are the heroes? This question is not about politics. It's not about party affiliation. It is not even merely about Orlando Carter. It is about whether institutional systems possess the courage to correct themselves once serious contradictions emerge. Multiple opportunities existed for the system to pause and re-evaluate the foundation of the Carter prosecution. Investigators could have independently verified the obligation. Prosecutors could have and should have demanded authenticated records. Later officials could have reopened inquiries after the OCC findings emerged. Benjamin Glassman could have investigated the contradictions. Kenneth Parker could have revisited the prosecution structure after inheriting the file. But none of that occurred. Heroes are not necessary when institutions correct themselves automatically. Heroes become necessary when institutional continuity becomes more important than truth. That is why this case matters. This is not merely about one conviction. It is about prosecutorial ethics, institutional preservation, presumption warfare, and the ability or inability of the justice system to revisit foundational presumptions. Courage would require someone inside the system to say, wait, we need to independently verify this structure again. Not because doing so is politically convenient, not because doing so preserves institutional prestige, but because truth demands it. That is what failed. The institutions protected continuity, not independent re-examination. The danger became cumulative. The FBI accepted the narrative, the prosecutors institutionalized it, the courtroom adopted it, the appeals system deferred to it. Later, prosecutors defended it. At each stage, the cost of revisiting the foundation became greater. That is why no one stepped forward to interrupt the progression. Once institutions publicly commit themselves to conclusions, they begin protecting those conclusions almost automatically. That is the deeper issue. Most Americans believe that if serious contradictions emerge, someone inside the system will correct them. But that presumption is part of the danger. Every institution assumes the institution before it must have verified the structure independently. Eventually, the system becomes self-sealing. This series is not calling for hatred. It's not calling for violence. It's not calling for chaos. It's calling for something harmful to institutional continuity, and that is independent examination. Because systems built upon presumptions become fragile the moment people demand proof instead of prestige. That is what never occurred after the contradictions emerged in the Carter case. Now think carefully about what this title of series concerning the Carter case means. Where are the heroes? The heroes are the people willing to continue asking structural questions after institutions stop asking them. And this finally brings us to the Liberty Dialogue's response itself. Because if the danger is presumption, then the response must be disciplined, structural examination. In the next episode, the Liberty Dialogue's response. And as always, may truth reign supreme.